Hi guys, welcome to part 2. This is going to be on the auxiliary tracks that make up this arrangement. Luckily, there's actually not too many auxiliary guitars on this recording, and many of them are parts you already know. So what we did last time on the melody guitars, we went over that main theme, and if you haven't seen that, then go back and check that one out first, because that'll tell you all you need to know to really figure out this one. Basically what you're doing is you're taking that melody up, you're actually taking it up and down one octave. So now you're taking the same notes, F sharp and C sharp, which you're going to play the same theme the exact same way in the exact same key, and all that's going to do is just kind of add some depth and power to it. And then there's actually going to be an octave up from the original as well, which is way up here. And that's going to be most of the auxiliary guitar tracks alone, just doing it down the octave and up the octave. The only other part that's left in the aux track is this interesting harmonic section. As we discussed in the last guitar part, there was these sus2 chords we were adding to it, which is just an E sus2 and an E minor chord. But basically in between those chords, because there's little rests in there, if you remember from the last one, it goes 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 2 1 2. Okay, so we're going to find the harmonics on the 5th fret of the D and G strings, which is going to sound like this: 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. And then the second time, after we do that twice, we're going to raise the harmonics of those first two notes to the 7th fret of the B and E string. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, still maintaining the high A harmonic on the 5th fret of the high E string. So putting them back to back, it would sound like this: 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. So the last auxiliary guitar part is actually the lower guitar part doubled up an octave and a fifth, and then eventually 2 octaves. You can do them both at the same time if you want, just as part of your lower guitar track, or you can record them separately like I did, just to make it sound a little more individual and stand out. Anyhow, let me go over what that part is. The lower guitar part sounds like this. So it's going to double that at the 5th. We'll really up an octave and at the 5th. So here's the B that we started on. Here's the F sharp. That's the 5th above that, and then the octave above that. Or you can do an octave from B, find that B, and do a 5th from there. Either way, it's the same note, F sharp. Anyhow, so we're going to play the first 2 measures at this distance away from the lower guitar parts. So that's the first 2 bars. Now the next 2 bars, it's going to jump up to meet it at the 2nd octave and finish those 2 bars out there. So to recap, it's a 5th and an octave away for the first 2 bars, which is the 2 notes, B and D, so a 5th from that would be F sharp and A. And then once it goes to the 3rd and 4th measure of that riff, then that's when you're at the 2 octaves away, which is the E, the F, and the F sharp. And that's it for the aux tracks.